Hey, what's up guys? Guardian here, coming to you guys with an opening video, and today we're going to be going over the Tohya Ebata start deck for OverDress. So yeah, finally OverDress is out in English, and I was really lucky this time to actually get the product reasonably on time. So a huge shout out to chaoscards.co.uk, because that is the website that I used to pre-order these, and I did get multiple of the start decks, because I did want to have a playset of the foil Bastion for my deck. But the decks were reasonably priced. Of course, the decks are pretty cheap anyway. But Chaos Cards had them at a pretty lower price in comparison to anything else. So if you're looking for any start decks, then do check them out. Shout out to them. Not sponsored or anything, but just like to give appreciation to websites that I, actually get good service from. So yeah. So anyway, let's get stuck into the start deck here and go over Bastion and Keter Sanctuary, since we are pretty much moving over from the clan-based system that we've been so used to from over the past 10 years into the nation-based system. So, of course, Keter Sanctuary is fine with me because, it's angels, knights, a few dragons here and there. But, yeah, as you can see, this is actually very packed. So let's see if I can actually get this out. There we go. And then we also have the back piece there. Okay, let's have a look. So we have the little pouch here, and I think this will be our playmat. Now to see what else it has on, I don't think it'll have anything else on, and it does not. So we of course have our field, we have the Vanguard circle, our rearguard circles, we have our drop zone, our deck zone, the ride deck zone, which is the new feature for OverDress, as well as the over trigger, as well as the other triggers there. In case you're not aware, but front trigger has been around since the V series, in case you're a returning player from like the old formats. But yeah, front triggers are now accessible to all nations, so all different decks can play fronts, and yeah. Oh yeah, and of course we have our damage zone and our order zone, which is also new. Orders are pretty much kind of like spells in a way. You have like normal and blitz. Blitz is used in your opponent's turn, and normal, of course, is used in your own turn. So, let's go over the deck here, get rid of the cardboard, and we open this from the back, and we'll take a look at the cards. So, it's going to be pretty weird, because I'm so used to playing OverDress online, that having the physical cards in hand is definitely strange. So I will have the camera on lock, so if you would like to read the skills, since I won't be going over them too much in detail, you can take a look at them now and have a read for yourself. But this is our foil Bastion, as you can see. Try to get a bit of a shine there. And what I also like is that we also have like a foil name border as well. It's got like that mirrored sort of look to it. Looks very cool. But I definitely wanted to do a playset of this in foil, just because it looks really, really nice. So yeah, we get one copy of a foil Bastion, and then we get 3 more for the deck. So you do get playsets in the start deck, so that's why they're just really good to pick up. They're a lot better than the older decks that we used to have for Vanguard, back when you didn't have like PGs or anything like that. So yeah, these are much more packed full of content in here. And then we have the Rooks, which is also pretty good for your ride deck, to ride up the Vanguard. Got a pretty good skill there. And then we have Fort, not too usable outside of the ride deck, but he is good in the ride deck, since you are going to be generating some sort of advantage with his skill. Then we have our starter, which is base. So of course, the new thing now with starters is that you want to get to draw the card when you're going second, which I think is a good change. It does make second a little bit better, but of course first still has the advantage of being able to persona ride first, but that depends on if they actually have the extra copy of the Vanguard to do the persona ride. So I feel like it's a lot more fair in comparison to the V series, so we will have to see how things turn out. So next we have a lot of the other start deck cards here with Ramana. So the deck's based around a grid 3 strategy, which is pretty obvious with the way Bastion works. But yeah, this is also pretty good. Brafluke powers up one of your rear guards with 10k, has to be a grade 3, but he also goes into soul as well, so you can utilize him with any soul blasting skills that line up with his aspects there. So you have 4 copies of Brafluke, and then we have the 8k vanilla, which is Lisana. So we have 1, 2, and 23 of her, which kind of makes sense. 2 copies of the Platinum Wolf, I think, if I remember. Yep. Then we have our Perfect Guard. So, of course, start decks come with 4 PGs. So, like I said, if you've been out of the game for a while, this has pretty much been the norm ever since, like, V began. So, yeah, good to see that they've been keeping to that pattern with these products. Then we have the Overtrigger, which is really cool. But yeah, the ways these work is that basically when you trigger them, you'll get 100 million power on a unit. And if it's the drive check that you got them on when your Vanguard attacks, you will actually get this additional effect as well. So there are new Overtriggers in the booster set, but this is the one that all the start decks get basically. There's also some rules here with what the Overtrigger does, is that you remove this from the game, you draw a card, and if you get this from a damage check, you'll get to draw the card, but then also this will just go away from the game and it just won't go into your damage zone. So it's a very powerful sort of defensive in that aspect as well. But yeah, have a look more into those if you want to know a bit more about the Overtrigger. And then next we have our triggers, of course. We have the Gurgand, we have the Crit. So one thing they've done with the start decks this time around is that they've actually put the text on what the triggers do for you to help learn the game a bit better. So that's pretty cool. But you will not see that on the booster set triggers, so do bear that in mind. Then we have our draw trigger. I think we get 4 of those, okay? And then we have our front. So like I said, we have 3 fronts because we do have the 1 over trigger in the deck. So that is the ratios that they've gone with. And then we have our heal trigger, which we also get 4 of there. And then last but not least, we have our order card, which like I said, normal orders are kind of like spells that you can do during your turn. You're going to do 1 order per turn, so do keep that in mind. But this one is pretty much like a Pot of Greed from Yu-Gi-Oh! So you can counterblast 2, and then you draw 2 cards, then choose one of your units on the field and give it 5k, basically. And we do get 4 of those as well. So quite a lot there. You're probably going to stick with those from the start deck for the time being, but there is a pretty good upgrade that you can get called Alden from the first booster set, which is pretty recommended. But even then, the order is still used, so it is good to still pick these trial decks up, since it'll give you a good baseline of cards that will still stick in the main deck, even when you upgrade it from the booster set. But yeah, that is basically the Tohya Ebata start deck. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to play OverDress, to say the least. I've been waiting long enough to play the game, and I'm really excited to play all the different decks that Keter Sanctuary has to offer, but I might also look into some other nations, since I'm also interested in Eugene and picking that up. And yeah, I'm also going to sleeve this up in my nice Bastion and Tohya Ebata sleeves that I got ready a few weeks ago. So yeah. Anyway, that's going to be me, guys. So thank you guys very much for watching. And like always, like the video if you liked it. Comment down below, tell me what you think. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is Guardian285, signing out.